Welcome back to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. Dan,
Yeah.
on this week's episode of Lower Your Expectations, I'm kind of excited about this. I mean, we've got we got to break down what just happened at the Sanderson Farms.
Hmm.
We might get into a little Tulsa King at the end of the show. And oddly enough, there's a new tournament on the PGA Tour. It's called the Black Desert Classic. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
No, have you? Oh, what do you do when you're in Utah, Dan?
I go to the Black Desert Classic. What do you do?
Well, I said I go to the pool and throw beads at people. All right, so we got a few fun things to do. I got some trivia for you today. Should we
Okay.
start with trivia, or do you want to talk? Because I mean, I've got some shit to talk about this Sanderson Farm debacle in Jackson. You know what's good in Jackson, Mississippi?
What's that?
Not much.
Not much.
There used to be a bar called Moe's and Joe's, but they burned that down for insurance money. So you can go ahead and chalk that shit up to it ain't any good anymore. So, all right. Let me. I got a few things. Let me start with some trivia for you, Dan.
Okay. Okay.
Start with some trivia. So somebody, a viewer, allegedly,
Hmm.
a viewer of lowering your expectations, a fan. I'll call it a fan of the show. They said,
Okay.
why don't you guys have a trivia bit? I
Hmm.
don't know. So you may be listening to this on a Tuesday, not our regularly recording time of a Monday, because I stayed up all night working on this material, Dan.
I'm sure you did.
This is plagiarized straight from the Golf Digest, so you can go ahead and get into it. If you don't know, Minwoo Lee, hey, the this is going to be Guess the Golfer. It is not Minwoo Lee, by the way, not Minwoo
Okay.
Lee.
Okay. So
And
it's
and
meant
this is coming from Hack Like a Pro. I'm a
Hack
subscriber.
like a pro.
Hack
Okay.
Like a Pro, and I'm not talking about like a can of dip, like look packing a big dip of nicotine in your lip. We'll get there shortly. This
Okay.
is travel related, Dan.
Okay.
Let me see what hints do I want to give you first. But by the way, this I think this is a new. It's not a skit. What do you call it in the magazine? I'm not much on. What do you
Article.
call article? Yeah, article. There you go. That's what they call it in the biz anyway. The pros
Hmm.
call it an article. So let me give you a couple of hints. Now this is a male golfer. He plays on the PGA Tour. I believe it's his second year. If not, definitely no more. Yeah, it was. Last year was his rookie year. So second year on tour. Let's see. His luggage of choice is a Toomey Alpha International dual
Shocker.
access carry-on. Oh,
Shocker.
what I didn't tell you is his home country. He's a
Hmm.
Swede. Do,
Hmm.
do you when I say he's a Swede, do you know that where that would make him from, Dan?
Stensonville.
Yeah, okay, but nope, not Henrik Stenson.
Oh, okay.
And don't guess. You got to wait until I give you all the clues.
You did that? Okay. Okay.
Do
No,
you
I'm
do
not
you
gonna guess.
do you have Golf Digest pulled up? Are you looking through right now?
No,
Are
I'm
you
looking at
scouring
you.
through the pages?
I'm looking at you for hints.
I could have worn my visor today because there were a couple of real D-bags at the Sanderson Farm Open that were but dueling it out under the sun with their visor. I don't understand people that wear visors. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Toomey Alpha International dual access carry-on. Adidas go-to printed polo and Ultimate 365 tapered pants. I mean, if he's wearing tapered pants, that should tell you that he's probably a athletically built young man. And he's an Adidas fan of shoes, by the way. So if you couldn't tell, obviously he's a sponsored Adidas guy.
Yeah.
Adidas Stan Smith. He's always taken his iPad mini. Said he doesn't read all the time, but he does like to watch some movies to fall asleep to.
Hmm.
He's always got his liquid IV. Got to stay hydrated. Speaking of,
Hmm.
cheers. A pro tip: if you're not making your old fashions with maple syrup, you're missing out.
That's right. That's right.
Liquid always got his liquid IVs. Now I found this interesting. He says when I get to the airport, I try to look for the healthy stuff. which isn't always an easy thing to find in an airport. Now, Dan, you being the world-renowned traveler that you are, you know that it's not easy to find a healthy option at the airport. However, this golfer, he says, oh, I always look for a Chipotle. It's great because it's quick and it's good for you. Have you ever
Mm.
described Chipotle as good for you?
Not often.
Well,
No.
let me tell you what his go-to order is. His go-to order, it's what he calls a double wrapped burrito. One wrap isn't enough. He wants two wraps because he's taking the healthy option. And let's see, he goes for two tortillas. I mean, I don't know that you had to tell me that you get two tortillas if you already say that you're going for the double wrap. But I get it is the written word, so maybe the more details, the better. And I'm sure that there was like a word requirement for the article, so maybe that's you had to double down on that. I've been known to repeat myself a time or two, a time or
Hmm.
two.
Yeah.
Let's see, what does he get on it? So two tortillas, and then he loads it up with black beans, rice, chicken, guac, and veggies. Give me the works.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna get the healthy option, let me get the double wrapped with two tortillas and give me the works. That just doesn't
Hmm.
sound healthy to me.
Mm-mm.
I'm not a dietitian. How would I know? However, I do like Chipotle. And he's always carrying around dental floss. Do you know why he carries around dental floss, Dan?
Because the Chipotle gets stuck in your teeth.
Well, he said he hates it with anything gets stuck in his teeth. So he keeps the dental floss. And when he's traveling, I'm sure the caddy's not there all the time. It's like, oh, sorry, you're gonna have to keep up with your own dental floss this time. Who
Mm.
do you think this now? If you need me to repeat any of that, I can. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Well, first,
Excuse me, who do you think Brittany Romano is writing about?
well, first off, I mean, the dental floss thing's a little odd, right? I mean, carrying around dental floss all the time. Who do you think he is? Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman?
I didn't. Well, he's not from England, so you can't really knock it. Hey, guess who it's not? It's not Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Oh, it's not
Let's go
Matthew
ahead and put a
Fitzpatrick.
pin in that one.
I just know just only Swedes with Adidas is going to be Ludwig, but that's an
Ooh, that's
oddity.
good. That's good. That's
It's an
good. That's a
oddity
good one.
right there.
That's a
It's an
good one.
oddity right there.
I don't know. Maybe next month we'll do it. I don't know if we nailed the trivia piece or not. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. We'll see. I got a couple more things I found in Golf Digest that were interesting this
Okay,
month.
I love this. I love this.
Should I keep going? Do you want to talk about the Sanderson, or you want me to keep digging into this Golf Digest?
What's Sanderson?
You want to go the big cock tournament? It's a tournament. It's a golf tournament allegedly in Jackson, Mississippi, and they give away a trophy with a big cock on it. Maybe allegedly it's the best trophy in
So
golf.
would Ludwig take that trophy to a Chipotle and say, "I want this in my burrito"?
I mean, I can't Poyo. How do you say chicken in Swedish?
I think you just did it.
I don't
Close
know.
enough.
Poyo. I don't know. I mean, I feel like you wouldn't just walk around the airport with that big chicken trophy. I feel like technically it's not a chicken. It's a
It's a
cock.
rooster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cock. I mean, you wouldn't just walk around with a cock under your arm in an airport. I mean, that'd look weird, wouldn't it?
You'd think. Yeah.
You would think. 'Cause so then he's going to put it in his suitcase. He didn't say what he keeps in the suitcase other than dental floss and an iPad mini. Well, maybe
Yeah.
that's why he carries the iPad mini, so he's got room for the big cock trophy.
And the dental floss.
Yeah, because the one thing about a big cock trophy is, don't you? It's guaranteed every time.
It's guaranteed every time.
It's big.
It's big.
Big.
So do you think he's kind of a floss guy with string floss, or has he got those little thingies that you stick in?
Oh, those those dental picks?
That like the pick with the plastic thingy. Which one do you think he
It's
is?
a good question. I personally now, so can I get a little personal? Dan, do you
Yeah,
mind?
please,
Do you mind?
please, yeah. Hmm.
So I went to the dentist late last week.
Yep.
Just a routine,
I can tell.
routine, routine cleaning. Business as hey, interesting fact. I've never had a cavity.
I
Never
think
had
I
a
may have
cavity.
like one cavity,
So
maybe.
my favorite part of the what's your favorite part about a dental experience? If you
Leaving,
have one, could be any
leaving.
leaving.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I have a strange request when I go to the dentist. And oddly enough, a dental hygienist, that's the person that does the cleaning. I guess that's
Yeah.
a job that's in very high demand.
Yeah.
And I rarely get the same hygienist twice. When I do, it's kind of a blessing. But
Well,
I
you know
have
they have an Uber score.
I give them all. Well, so
No, no,
here's
like on you. That's why you don't get the
oh,
same one
I
twice.
know that. Oh, I know. Well, speaking of twice, I always ask if they can floss my teeth twice. I ask if they can floss before they start, and then I ask if they, and then traditionally they always floss afterwards, but I always ask for a double flossing. I think that's it, like thinking about like a medical experience, a clinical experience, I guess I could say. Um, I find flossing, it's just I loved it. I love it. I love it when someone else flosses my teeth. I guess you could call that a fetish.
Hmm.
I've only had a couple people turn me down and say that that's not the routine.
Flossing
And
twice.
and I said, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." And I go to the front desk and I'm like, "Sorry, I'm going to need to change hygienist, please."
Because you wanted to
So,
floss you twice.
so the reason I bring that up is because I feel like that someone that if someone is saying that they carry around something to get things out from their teeth, like if you're that anal about it, if you were carrying the dental picks, you would say, "I carry the dental picks with me
Ah,
all the
okay.
time and
Okay.
everywhere I
So
go."
definitely a string guy.
He's a string guy
String guy.
because I'm a connoisseur of flossing.
Hmm.
And I've tried the dental picks and it is not the same. I mean, will it do in a pinch? It will, but it is not the same satisfaction as taking that waxed material and sliding it between your molars. Just it's not the same.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
on next week's episode of
Sounds good.
Drambuie and dental hygiene, we'll be talking about what our favorite dental floss is.
Mhm.
So I think he's a floss guy, Dan.
Okay.
That I'm sticking to it.
Well, good.
All right, another interesting article I found in. By the way, this might be the most interesting two articles I've found in Golf Digest all year.
Hmm.
Not sponsors of the show, but for some reason they don't charge me for the magazine. So maybe they've been waiting on us to do a little bit on
Maybe.
them. So this is by Peter Morris. I thought he was on Dateline NBC. Peter Morris. Didn't he do one of those shows?
I think
Um,
so.
so the title of this article is Tour Pros Little Helper. And I'm posing a question to you, Dan.
Okay.
And this is, by the way, this is a special report. Nicotine is everywhere in pro golf. Does it create a competitive, does it create a competitive advantage? Question.
I think so. Just ask Tiger.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, he's chewing that nicotine gum, I see.
Nicotine
So
gum or
so
Brooksy.
yeah, well, so let me so they they say that there are two types of players out there. And there's like there's the addict or the one that's doing it for a habit, and then there's the one that's doing it for the advantage.
Hmm.
So and specifically they call out Sam Ryder. They say he found himself six over par on eight holes in the first round of the Honda Classic. He knew he needed to do something to change his mojo. Mojo.
Mojo.
So what does he do? He says sometimes he uses oral nicotine pouches, otherwise known as Zen, not sponsors of the show, but we're open. I mean, Dan, I would throw in a hot Zen during an episode. Just
Yeah,
imagine how much better the episodes could be.
exactly.
It would be don't lower your expectations so far.
Yep.
Raise your expectations up just a little bit. So he said he threw one in, and it turned things around for him. He said so if it's a super early tee time, he's feeling a little sluggish on the course, he's popping in a Zen, and here he goes. Well, what say you, Dan? Should nicotine be considered a performance? It is a drug, by the way. Hands down, it's a drug. It's a legal drug, but should it be considered a performance enhancing drug? Because think about this. Let's say that I'm playing in a tournament and I'm playing with someone that's not 18 years old. Well, guess what they can't use?
Nicotine.
No, they can't. So
Yeah.
and if I'm using nicotine, did I just give myself a competitive advantage? And speaking of, by the way, well, if I can throw in a Zen or a dip or rip a heater,
Hmm.
Charlie Hall,
Exactly.
why can't I throw back a few shots?
Well, okay. Well,
I mean, don't
his
well me. I mean,
no, you would
tell
ask me.
me.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm
So, I
asking.
mean, it's been part of the history of the game. The rules have been the rules for the longest time. I don't think there's any reason to change the rules for professional golf. If you want to do the heater or you want to do the dip, that's fine. I don't have any problem with it. If you want to do caffeine, you want to drink some Diet Coke. It's a drug, right? I don't care.
What if my Zen moment is like, 6 beers in, or it's like 2 shots of bourbon? Like, what if, I mean, I don't know what it feels like. I'm way past that. I mean, before I've even started. But
Yeah.
let's just say, for pod's sake, let's just say that's my sweet spot when I'm like, oh man, when I get 6 beers deep, man, that's why I'm on it. And why couldn't I do that? Why couldn't I?
I guess with that, you're more impaired. Whereas with nicotine, I don't really consider you to be impaired. Do you, or do you?
Well, I mean, we have tour professionals saying that they're taking it because it makes them feel a different way.
Okay, maybe you're right. I just know it's been part of the game forever. Tobacco has, and I don't see them changing it. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, so back when you were the old left-handed lumber of the
Yeah,
wolf pack.
it's part of that too. Yeah.
Okay, but I remember a time, I don't know what year this was, but I can remember, well, really I can't remember. I've seen videos and pictures of baseball players chewing using smokeless tobacco while
Hmm.
they're playing in a professional game.
Yep.
And then somewhere along like the late 80s, early 90s, they came along and said, you can't do that anymore because you're being a bad role model and you're encouraging and influencing underage children. I guess that's Moxie more, underage persons to utilize tobacco products. So no more during the game. And that's when so now we got baseball and we got sunflower seeds. So I think that's an interesting I think it's an interesting article in that you've got people explicitly stating that they're taking this because it enhances their performance.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Leave a comment.
There
You,
were
you,
pictures of Arnold Palmer out there with cigarettes, and Jack with cigarettes back in the day, right? Jack said he stopped because he didn't like the way he looked in the pictures and all that kind of stuff. It's been part of the game forever.
he's so vain, so vain.
What
I,
would you say if they outlawed it?
I mean, again, I may be spinning it a lot out of context. But I mean, I think that's the premise of the article. Is it saying like, hey man, is this a
Is
so
it an
here's
advantage? Yeah.
well, right. So now should everybody start using Zen? Should everybody start using nicotine pouches?
If they want,
I mean, it's legal.
yeah.
I'm gonna have some for next week's show. Let me know will you let me know if I sound different?
I will.
We'll see what it does to the show. We'll see if it enhances it. We need to get a shirt with a Zen on it. Maybe it's our new title sponsor for the show is Zen, the performance enhancing nicotine. I don't know.
Hey,
I thought it was an interesting play. It
very
was.
interesting play. I think I'm good with it. But what do you think? Do you think it's an advantage?
I mean, I think if you're gonna do it, I mean, just go ahead and get a box of Kodiak or a Skull or some Copenhagen. I mean, don't be a little puss about it. I mean, just load the lip up. Let's do it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
don't cheap out on me and go oh well, I'm just gonna get the little pouch of nicotine.
Hmm.
No, I mean, I think that's to me that's cheating. Like if you're gonna do it, like you need to get the full effect, man. I mean, I want the head spins. I want the whoops, it swallowed a little too much that time. You're puking over in the corner. I mean, give me the real deal. Give me the real,
Yeah.
but just cook up a stove. And interesting fun fact. Miguel Angel
Hmm.
Jimenez,
Hmm.
who you
Hmm.
never see without a cigar in his mouth or his hand,
Hmm.
unless he is playing a competitive round of golf, and
Correct.
he never smokes. What now? On the range before that round, 100%. The first thing he does once he steps off the course is light it up, baby. But while he's playing that competitive round, he never smokes a cigar.
Right.
Now, on the other hand, John Daly, he never stops smoking a cigarette.
Yes.
He smokes it from the time he wakes up until the time he goes to bed.
Yep.
And that I bet that dude smokes 4 packs of cigarettes on court. Now he doesn't smoke them all, but he'll take 2 or 3 drags, throw it down, and as soon as he hits the ball, he's lighting up another one and he's on his way. The only time he is not smoking is when he's got something else in his hands,
Yeah.
meaning a
Exactly.
golf club.
Hmm.
I've never seen him when he has anything else in his hands. I don't know what that would
Exactly.
be. Like a Diet Coke, maybe.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's my golf digest. Who do you think won this round? Peter Morris or what was her name? Joanna? Deborah?
I like Peter Morris is better.
Brittany Morano.
Nah,
Brittany
Peter's
Romano.
better. I like the nicotine one's much better.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, well, I don't know how you, I mean, what are you going to continue? Like, I feel like Peter Morris kind of pigeonholed himself here. And I don't know how you come up with the next article about nicotine. Now, what Brittany Romano did is she has prolonged her career because there are going to be 132 golfers at the Black Desert Classic this week in Utah. And all but like 6 people had to travel to get there.
Good point.
So I mean, I feel like we've got she's got a little bit of runway left in her. That's all I'm
She
saying.
might. She might.
That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of,
Oh,
speaking
I
of,
can't wait for this.
speaking of,
This is probably going to be
speaking of,
a moving engagement.
speaking of, good things and bad things for golf in the PGA Tour. What do you think? Is this good or bad for the PGA Tour?
What? Here you go. I mean, this guy right here, he's already putting nicotine in his mouth.
He's got
Hey,
something in
hey,
there.
what's he doing? Is he eating a nicotine candy bar?
I guess.
What do we got here? The top 30
These
have earned their PGA Tour card.
these are your
Let's
these
see.
are these are your new card holders.
All right, let's see. Max McGreevy. I'd say that's a somewhat familiar name. I'm gonna Harry Higgs by the
Hmm.
very familiar name.
Very
So
familiar name.
okay, I'll continue on, but I can stop there and say if Harry Higgs has his tour card back and he's going to play more golf, good for the PGA Tour.
Okay.
Until he accepts that new live money and then he's gone. Who else is in here? No, nobody would know him. Nobody would know. No, no, no. No. Dan, when's the last time you pulled up you poured yourself a piping room temperature glass of bourbon, flipped up the old lazy boy, and watched Isaiah Salinda banging around the links?
Oh, I think that was during
Hmm.
the Corn Ferry Tour Open.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, Chris Ventura. Okay, so that I mean, if you're not a nerd about this thing, nobody will know who Chris Ventura is. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe there's like 5 people on here that people might recognize. A casual golf fan, I don't think they're recognizing more than one name on here.
So do you think this is good or bad for the tour? Like to put 30 new guys on in the year?
Well, here's what I can tell you is you had Rom, you had Brooks, you had I think Neiman was playing in the past couple weeks in DP World events, DP Tour events. And so when it comes time for the majors, who you're probably not going to see are any of these 30 guys at a major. So I don't I mean I mean they've already got 132 people to field to staff the field this week. What do we need? We need 30 more.
Yeah. I
But
just,
so here's what we just got. Outside of, would you agree with me that outside of Harry Higgs, it would be hard for a casual golf fan to tell you like what some of these other individuals, who they are and what do they look like?
100%.
Max
100%.
Max McGreevy might be the only one. I mean, I can like Stephen Fisk. I can't. I mean, I can. What about Jeremy Paul? Is he one of the Paul brothers? Is he the guy that wants to fight Mike
I think
Tyson?
he's fighting Mike Tyson.
I
Yep.
think he is. I think he
And
is
then
too.
Danny Walker is Jimmy Walker's kid, right?
Well, there was a tour card available. I'm just saying. Um, I hear Mr. Walker. He's big into
Paul, I stole your card, Pa.
ranching these days, ranching these days.
That's a
I
joke.
don't, I don't know. I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
No, you're
If
not
you're,
about ranching for sure. No, I get it. Yeah.
if you're offended, leave a comment and
Please leave a comment.
tell us to lower expectations even more next week. I mean, we'll be back with another
So
episode.
this cycle through of these players, 30
That
new ones like
sucks.
every year.
This
Yeah,
sucks.
I don't think it's good. It's not good for the notoriety of the game.
Here's what I think you have to do with this thing
Mm-hmm.
is I think that, and I've noticed, right? I mean, no to Big A, he's got a tournament going on this week. So I don't know. I don't know how you get these people I mean, I guess I kind of am, but not with intent. Like college football, March Madness, even tennis, golf. I don't know that there's a fan base to watch the people that haven't made the golfers that haven't made it to the PGA Tour yet. So I don't know how. Well, I do know how. You got to get them on the Harry Higgs show, and you've got to have, or they come on this fake podcast called Birdies and Bourbon,
That's right.
And we help to spread the word. But I mean, I don't know how these and maybe they like not maybe they like people not knowing who they are. And maybe they are not looking for any camera time or any microphone time, and all that's well and good, right? I mean, if you're good at what you do, and you can go and potentially put yourself in a position to earn millions of dollars playing a sport, doing anything, actually. I mean, I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's your gift, it's your talent. You do with it what you want. But at some point, don't you as a business have to require that individuals promote themselves and or let you promote them? And that I don't know what that little snippet was from Twitter, but or who posted that. Doesn't matter who posted it, but
Corn
like
Ferry Tour.
that. What's that?
The Corn Ferry Tour.
Corn for okay. So I mean I, I'm not logging it. I know I'm not hey, ooh. Yeah, when I got to drop a deuce in the morning and I'm scrolling through to find new material to talk about on this show, guess what I'm not scrolling to? Just saying. I'm like, what's the best one ply out there that can still get the job done? I mean, that's what I'm
Exactly.
looking for.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know. Well, hold on. So you went there.
Yeah.
So let's so maybe everything that I just said, well, they call that the build up, Dan,
Yeah.
is golf.com. Breaking news
Uh-oh.
by Sean Zach.
Oh.
And he's got a little blue star by his name, by the way. That's not a Viagra indicator. That means he's special. I think that means he pays like $20 a month or something to have a blue star by his name, but probably
Hmm.
golf.com does. But this week, the PGA Tour begins testing in-round player interviews
Oh.
with a Golf Channel reporter.
Hmm.
Now, Dan, I read that the first time and I'm like, hold on. You're testing in-round player interviews for the first time. It actually doesn't say for the first, it just says they begin testing. But if they say they begin testing, that would lead me to believe that they haven't done this before.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute. I mean, I can remember specifically many golfers in round putting their earbud in, putting their AirPod in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
Especially
they
like
don't
Ricky.
you
Yeah.
they never put in anything but AirPods, by the way. Only AirPods.
Only AirPods.
They putting their AirPods in, and they're a little walk and talk, as they would call it in the biz. And so I reread that because I'm like, boy, there must be a riddle here, and I must be missing something. But I guess it's because it's with a Golf Channel reporter, and in the image here, I've got Amanda Balionis. Guess
Mm-hmm.
who the golfer is that she's talking to?
Ricky Fowler.
You know, it's not. I can't.
Max Homa.
No, it could be a close second. No, I think it's when one of the nicest guys on the PGA Tour and somebody everybody would like to have a beer with. I think it's Wyndham Clark. No, nobody wants to have a beer with that guy. I mean, talk about it. Yeah, nobody does. Um, and then I'm looking at the people that they chose that they're showing off here. And now they do have a little insert. It's got Xander and it's Shipley or yeah, I forget the dude's name that's standing beside it. It doesn't matter. The point is I'm like, well, hold on here. Well, I thought Rory McIlroy already. Oh, hold on, I didn't tell you this. I didn't tell you this. It says these little interviews they'll be limited in scope. Thursdays on a par three, 2 questions in length, competition focused, but are part of what the tour calls an expanded player broadcast partnership.
Mm.
I don't know if you recall earlier this year, but I think Rory McIlroy already expanded the player broadcast partnership. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Sounds like a big nothing burger there from the Golf Channel to me.
That's what I say. I'm like, I don't know what you just gave me there. I mean, you want to talk about a slow time in golf? This will be a good transition, by the way.
Yes.
Into talk about a nothing. Talk about a black hole in golf. It's like, well, so let's play this one out, Dan.
Okay.
Let's play this one out. You and I were sitting in the PGA Tour executive room, and we're part of the planning committee for tournaments.
Yep.
And flipping through the old calendar here, and we wind up on October the 9th. The October 10th, I guess we'd be on October 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Shit, Dan.
What's up?
We don't have a tournament for October 10th through the 13th. What are we going to do? Well, hold on, Dan. Not only do we not have a tournament, we don't have a sponsor.
Oh, that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Well, there is this new course in the middle of nowhere, Utah.
Do you think we can get Rory to play?
I think he's playing on the DP World Tour.
Okay. What about you think Xander will play?
I think Xander's taking some time off with the family.
What about Scotty? You think Scotty will play?
Scotty just had the new baby. I think they're working on number 2.
Max Homa. Do you think Max Homa will play?
Ooh, yeah. Well, now we're getting close because I do hear the ABV for alcoholic beverages is extremely low in Utah.
Do you think Harry Higgs will play?
He did just get his tour card.
Sold.
I mean, so here we are. We're at the Black Desert Resort in Ivins, Utah. Now, Dan, so forget that I said Ivins, Utah.
Yeah.
Name a city in Utah.
Park City.
Shit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna name a second city in Utah. It also has city in the name.
I don't know. I don't know much about it.
And it has a table condiment in the begining of it.
Oh,
it's
no.
The opposite
Salt
of
Lake City. Salt Lake City.
All right.
Yeah. Pepper Lake City.
Can you name a third? Can you name a third
Not really.
city in Utah?
Not really. That's pushing it. I've never been to Utah.
If I were going to, by the way, you should Utah. I just got invited to go on a ski trip in March. My cuz, the Colonel, he, by the way, that's shout out to the Colonel. His birthday's the day before mine in March, and he messaged the other day. He said, "Hey, what about a little birthday bash on the mountain?"
Nice. Sounds good.
Send a signal.
Send a signal. I'll be there.
Save me a bed.
That's right.
So the other city that I could name without question is I'd be able to name Provo.
Provo.
Now, if I said there's a town in a western state, a very mountainous state, it's called Ivins. Would Utah even come to mind?
No. Mm-mm.
Well, let's just say Ivins, Utah is much closer to Las Vegas than it is Salt Lake City.
It sounds like it should be from Idaho. Ivins, Idaho.
Ooh, like the Ivan Spud,
Yeah, there you
like
go.
a potato. I
Yeah,
bet you could have got Spuds to sponsor it.
Spuds could have sponsored it.
Ivan's Idaho Potatoes,
Hmm.
proud sponsor of.
So if you're going to have the Black Desert Classic, I mean, based off the article from Golf Digest, why wouldn't you just get a nicotine sponsor? I mean, they're out west.
I mean, they got plenty of booze sponsoring things.
Yeah, yeah.
Try with a little nicotine.
Little Zen Classic.
Ooh, now listen, I've done some yoga in Utah. I found my Zen moment there a time or
There you
two.
go. The Zen Classic.
If you ever get a chance to go to Park City, by the way, there's this place called the Cabin.
Yeah.
It's not on whatever the little main street is. It could be Main Street, but it's not on Main Street where High West is. But if you go like so, and there's a slope, there's a lift that
Yep.
comes right
Hmm.
down the mountain, and it lets you out right across the street from High West Distillery. By the way,
Mm.
one of the if you skied and you've never done this before, like if you don't make your next ski trip Park City and you do this, like I don't know. We can't be friends anymore.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
but when you get off the lift, you instead of going to High West Distillery, you're going to go right over here on the street
Hmm.
adjacent to, and
Hmm.
it's called the Cabin.
Okay.
One of the best music venues
Really?
for a little a ski après that you'll ever
Mm.
find. Ever
Hmm.
find.
Nice.
Wonderful place.
Nice.
All right, no more well, we didn't talk about Sanderson Farms.
Well, hold on. I do have some other comments real quick.
We can talk about Sanderson later.
Yeah, we can
But
talk. We'll
but
talk about it in a minute. I got a question for you
okay,
because it is getting to be that
I'm
time of year.
available.
This has been circling the rounds this week, and I thought it was great.
Ooh, I'm
This is
available.
definitely for you. What do you think? Can you beat it?
Um, I don't think you can.
No.
I don't think. Do you think Scotty Scheffler in the jumpsuit and the police officer is going to be a popular Halloween outfit this year?
I think you should go as it. Are
Which
you going to
one?
go as Scheffler or the police officer? Which one are you going to go as?
Definitely gonna go Scheffler. I got a pair of cuffs that fit my hands just right.
This was good. This was good. I like this one.
I've
Yeah.
been dieting. I've lost some weight. I'm down to like 138 and a half pounds. So I can slip back into
I I
those
haven't. I know
fuzzy
it's
cuffs.
fresh. I know it's fresh, but I have not seen a Tyreek Hill one yet, though.
I have not either, but allegedly Tyreek Hill's looking to get out of Miami. He said the cops down here, they're just rough.
Rough, rough.
R.I.P. Charlie Hustle. R.I.P.
All right. So we were on the air last Monday. And right after we got off the air, we got the notification about Charlie Rose passing away. And, Charlie Hustle was phenomenal baseball player. Mr. Charlie. And this pitcher, it's just him, right? Just going for it. All
It's
grit, 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 right?
all out, all out. If they would have, if back in Charlie Hustle's day, if they would have had this Zen, do you think he'd have been a Zen guy?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
No,
100%. No, he would have stuck with the hard stuff.
you're
Yeah.
damn right he would. He
Yeah.
said that. No, and he's going like he don't want any of that the snuff either. He's like a chewing tobacco man.
Chewing tobacco guy. Give me the red man.
Give me the red man and give it
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were to think which golfer would you compare Charlie Hustle to? Like who exuberates the Charlie Hustle persona
Well,
in the history of the PGA Tour?
oh, the history of the PGA Tour. I was thinking current. Well, okay.
You can do both. You can do both if you want.
No longer a current PGA Tour player. Also, golf is not his game of choice. Well, it is because he sucked at baseball and he couldn't make it. But it's Brooks Koepka.
Where's
Come on.
Koepka?
Come on. Okay. If it's not Koepka, you give me the better alternative ego to Charlie Hustle than Brooks Koepka.
I'm going to go with Koepka. I think you got the persona with the baseball and the bad boy image. If you go on the other side of the coin of just like grit, who's that?
I mean,
You think Koepka still?
No. I mean, I think a little bit. I think you got to kind of lean into Jack a little bit.
Oh, Jack.
I mean,
Okay.
I think that Jack was I think he was gritty. I mean, I think he got it done a little bit differently than Pete did. But I do think that I think he was a competitor. I don't think he was a nice guy on the course to his competitors. I mean, I think after that, I think there was a different persona, as you like to say.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, I would kind of coin it as yeah. I think I'd roll Jack. I don't know. Who are you thinking?
Um, I I like both of your choices. I don't think I can do any better over time. I don't think I can do any better. I'm just trying to think of like, I mean, Jack obviously all-time major leader, Pete Rose all-time hit leader. You know,
I
yeah,
mean, like, so I mean, if you want to go old school, you want to think about like Tom Watson, like way too nice of a guy.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Arnold's
you
way too nice of a
know,
guy.
way too nice of a guy. Like I don't know, like the Gene
What about a Gary
Saracen's and
Player?
oh, you got to put your arse into it, son. Well, now Gary, he is a Hall of Famer, but he has had some legalese that have lingered
Legalese,
around over
little tough
him
to get along with, little tough to get along with. Hell of a
over
competitor.
that hell of a
Still thinks he
competitor.
can
Still,
play.
yeah. He's still getting after it.
Mm,
So yeah, I don't,
maybe
yeah.
good stuff.
Maybe we'll talk about the Sanderson later. We're already knee deep in the Black Desert Resort. I don't we ain't got to spend a lot of time on this. There's not a whole lot of people playing. It does look like an interesting track though at the Black Desert Resort in Ivins, Utah. We're just shy of 7,400 yards. We got bent grass greens playing as a par 71. So a few things, and we'll throw a lineup together and we'll grab our one and done as we scour through the plethora of data from our friends over at fantasynational.com. I guess tell them we sent you, see if they'll give you a discount. I don't know. We don't like to accept things like that. So just send them a note and tell them you heard about it on our show if you're looking to do things like this. But we do appreciate them for allowing us the pleasure of figuring out ways to lose money in a sport that both of us suck at. Um, okay, so there's some elevation here. So probably a good thing Harry Higgs isn't showing up. The last picture I saw of him, he was not in the best shape. Vodka will still add the lbs, and so we got some elevation. It is a resort course, so one thing to keep in mind. Big fairways. However, the misses are going to be penal because if you're missing a fairway, you're in the desert. This is built on, Dan, this is going to blow your mind.
Mm,
It's going to, or blow your hair back, if you will. I'm glad you got a hat on.
thank you.
Um, this resort is built on a lava field.
A lava field.
Lava field. Lava. Not like the lamp. I'm talking like the eruptions.
Oh, that lava.
Yeah,
Okay.
not the lamp. Not the lamp.
Hmm. Hmm.
But we've got big fairways. Again, a resort course. They're going to try to stiffen it up as much as they can. Me personally, it's going to be a birdie fest, and you can tell anytime
Anytime.
that you pull up Fantasy National. And by the way, he is the betting favorite too. Has a visor on. You should probably have just started the show with welcome back to Whiskey and Wieners. Today we're going to see how much whiskey we can drink as we consume wieners.
Exactly.
Horrible. I'm briefly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I know we're talking about but I can. You pulled it up, so I can't do it. You ask about the Corn Ferry Tour. What did I think about the new 30 players
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
on? Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're coming down the home stretch and it's a dogfight between um two shitty, I shouldn't say it like that, two of the lower ranked players on the PGA Tour, and they're both wearing visors. When that's what the only thing that would have been better if Pat and Kazire would have been, instead of Kevin, if Pat and Kazire could have been in the hunt in that three-way, the only thing that could have made it better. Because how many visors do you own, Dan?
None. For a reason.
What I told you it was going to blow your hair back. What do you think when you see a person, when you see a golfer in a visor? I mean, what does that say to you? What is that?
Confidence.
What kind of vibe does that give you?
Confidence. Old school. Class.
You mean so much confident that Boo Hosler and Kashmir Keith can't get it
Road
done. Can't get it.
Roadhouse.
Can't get it done.
I'm a
Can't get it. Can't get it done. Can't get it done.
hmm
Weak sauce is what I say. You know what? Guess what? Good on you. You now, sir. You get to take your ass to Ennis, Utah, and compete in the We Don't Have a Sponsorship Classic.
Love it.
Unbelievable.
Love it.
Unbelievable. That's all I have to say. Congratulations, Kevin You. By the way, if you're betting this week and or making a lineup, don't put Kevin You in there. Kevin You said there's two things you should know about him, Dan. Two.
What's that?
He don't wear a visor, and he don't play in those tournaments that don't have a sponsorship. Just saying. Just saying. By the way, we Black Desert Resort. We'd love to come out and review your course.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, that's probably the best thing going to be about this tournament. It's going to be the course. I mean, the course looks like it's going to be pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. It does.
I can dig that. Let's see. All right. What are we thinking here? We're setting a little lineup.
Yep, let's set a lineup up. I was just checking all these guys out at the bottom. Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
I don't think we're going to have to go too deep in the bottom, but that just means we're not going to go too deep up top. Okay, so a few locals to make mention of. I don't know if he's a local anymore. He's from there. So let's shout out to the Mormons. By the way, if you haven't watched or seen or listened to the Book of Mormon, you absolutely should. Probably one of the funniest damn plays you'll ever see, ever. I don't know if it's politically correct or not, but not what I said. I'm just saying the play itself. So Zach Blair's in the field. I don't even know if Utah recognizes him anymore because he was going to build for the longest. I mean, finally established. He actually didn't build the Buck Club, by the way.
He didn't.
He did not. So maybe that's his maybe that was his workaround, and how he gets away with that is that he built the tree farm in South Carolina, but no Buck Club. But the Buck Club was going to be a Utah staple, and he pulled out. He pulled out, not like any other Mormon would. He literally pulled out, and he said, "I'm heading to South Carolina."
Oh, well, he built something nice though over there, right? Just what you said.
Well, allegedly.
Yeah.
All
right, where are we starting?
But hold on. Patrick Fishburne, by the way, Utah native, and Jadon Blake. So 2 tournaments in a row, Dan. I think last week we had a 70-year-old. Is that right? 70 plus?
Like, yeah, right around
71 or 2.
Like yeah.
This week we've got Jadon Blake, and I think Jadon's in his late 60s.
Okay.
So, and I mean, good on them. I'm not knocking them for qualifying or making their way into the tournament. What I'm saying is, if that's what we've really got, is you've got gentlemen that could be competing on the Champions Tour are playing in the PGA Tour event or in the PGA Tour event. I think it gets back to your earlier comment about the best 30 for 30. I don't know if it's really the best.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. And okay, out of principle, ain't paying $10,400 for Kashmir Keith.
No.
Ain't paying $10,000 for Bo Hostler. Nope. Kurt Kitayama, we haven't seen him in shit, I don't know, forever.
Wyndham. Yeah.
So I don't know what we've got. Personally, I think the starting point is right there at $9,900. I think
EVR.
Would you say it's not? I mean, it's going to be a birdie fest.
Nope, I'm good for it.
If he gets hot with a putter, I think he's there. I think the number 2 option could be. I don't think we can go there, and nor do we need to. But I think Kirk could be because
I like Kirk, man. Yeah.
Oh, do
like
you?
That.
Well,
no. I like them both.
Well, you want to drop because I mean I like Kirk's ownership better than I like EVR's.
Let's do that. Let's go Kirk.
You want to switcheroo?
Yeah.
The old switcheroo. I remember I did that
And
too
look
down
at this.
in
So reason like Kirk bet, he got a tour championship T27. Obviously 30 people in that thing, right? So not a big deal. But T9, T50, T30,
You're saying
T44.
not a big deal that he finished almost DFL?
I'm just saying that it looks a lot better than it is because it looks like a T27 out of 100, but it's a T27 out of
Are
30.
you
Yeah,
picking him over EVR because Chris Kirk said there's a chance that I'll wear a visor this week because I feel like there's some mojo.
maybe.
No.
After he listens to this show, 100% visor. Bet it.
All right. Well, then if that's the case, I don't Patrick Fishburne. I mean, he model ranks out good, but at 25%, I'm totally off. Totally
Yeah,
off of it.
yeah.
Where do you want to go next? You want to go? I mean, I like Ben
I like
Griffin.
Ben. I like Ben.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's load Ben up. I like Ben too. Oh, you know who I did like? I liked it $8,700. I liked Emiliano Grillo. But the reason we do these things and the reason we talk about it, Dan, if in case people don't know, is because and sometimes people pull out. And I finished T11 at Sanderson last week, and Emiliano Grillo said, "No, thank you.
Oh,
I'll not be showing you. No, he's done. He's out.
it's done.
No,
Yeah.
no more Emiliano.
Let's keep rolling down, huh?
Yeah,
JJ Spawn,
could be. What's JJ Spawn's ownership?
14. Not bad.
So go on down to $7,700,
All right.
and you'll know who I'm talking about.
All
Go
right.
go go ahead and
Oh
cook
yeah,
me
I
up.
saw it earlier. I saw it earlier.
Go ahead and cook me up one. I
You
mean,
want
he
a bird? You want a
finishes.
burger? Yeah.
Is it too early?
No. I saw it earlier. I'm like,
Is it too
that's a
early?
play. That's a play.
I'd gladly pay you tomorrow for a burger
Seventh last
today.
week at Sanderson. Burger, phenomenal golfer,
All right,
right?
all right.
Could be on the
I'm
Ryder
in.
Cup next year if
I'm
he has
in.
a good year. Could be on the Ryder Cup.
And if not as a player, he could have Phil's spot as vice captain
Could.
because allegedly Keegan says, I feel like Phil's not very interested.
Interesting. That's
Um,
interesting.
that's what he said. He said he was on there talking to old Damon today. He said, I feel like he's not interested.
Hmm.
Patton Kizzaire's kind of interesting to me coming into this thing. I mean, he won, he T11. I think we can swing it. I mean, what is $7,700, Patton Kazire? Then I think he's wearing a visor. I hear visor. No, he's not wearing it. He doesn't suck that much.
17 is ownership and T11 last week, first at Procore, missed a couple cuts. I'm good for it. Yeah, because he looks
I
good.
think it's a play.
Yep.
All right, so we're still at 7,700. Okay, so the next guy that I'm what's at $7,400.
Yep.
Mr.
Mr. Buck.
I've got a lot of wives himself. He ranks
Mhm.
it. He's sitting at 32 model rank. He's 6% owned. He missed the cut last week at Sanderson T13, I think it says for Procore.
T13. Yep. Then T45 and missed a cut and T2. Yep. I like it, man. I do.
Has
Like
he got
home kid. Yep.
has he got something to prove here?
I think so.
I do too. At 7%, I think it's a play.
Wow. We only got one left. Go back up to the top here.
Really? Do we?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Um,
Right around 8 grand. So like here at 7,900 or 8 grand. You can start at 8 grand.
we could start at 8. It's you got a lot of choices because Kevin Yu, he
He's
said
out.
he's out. Um,
You like
well,
Doug Dim?
so I do have him starred. I do kind of like what's happening with Doug. I mean, I think he ranks number one on approach here. And the course is not overly long. Fairways are going to be pretty open. I mean, all around. I mean, he's kind of sitting pretty good. I'm not against Doug Gim. You want to
You
go
like
Doug Gim?
Gim or you like Justin Lower better?
I like lower. I like Gim. Who else? I mean, I could get deeper if need be.
Now I
Uh,
like Gim's ownership better.
well, I'm good with Gim. I
Let's
think
go
that
Gim. Let's go Gim.
I think it's a solid play. I
All right.
mean, what we got T38, T47. What's Matty Schmidt's look good. I can roll Gim. He's not, I mean, putting kind of sucks, but I mean, he's in a resort course, bent grass greens. I mean, things should be favorable. We got a hundo left for booze, Danny. So there we go.
Yep. Sounds good.
One and done. I I, I think it's Burger.
Burger. Go Burger.
I think
Yeah.
it's Burger. I think
Love
it's
it.
Burger.
I think that's a sneaky choice. It's a good choice.
when are you going to have a punier field than what we have today
Absolutely.
on a resort
Absolutely.
golf course?
Where's Tony Finau at?
Ooh, you didn't hear?
No, didn't hear him.
Allegedly, there's a lawsuit going on.
Oh,
And allegedly, some of his previous representatives
well, we've
are
talked
taking.
about this before. Yeah.
No, I know, but allegedly, some of the previous representatives are taking the side of the plaintiff, and yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, I don't know why he just didn't go ahead and cough up the money. I mean, get it over, get it done with, get your shit out of the get it. I mean, he clearly.
Allegedly.
So allegedly, I've been in a relationship with an attorney before, maybe multiple. I plead the fifth on whether it was an intimate relationship, but we still have a good history, and I shouldn't say we still have a good relationship, and with all of them. And I mean, if he sends some kind of crazy, if he sends something in the comment section, leads off with something that's weird, I mean, it's going to be awkward. I'll have to
Mm-hmm.
explain that next week when I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to Zen pack in. I don't know. I think it's the whole the legalese thing, man.
Okay.
That's my guess. I don't know. Or maybe it was the week the kids were scheduled to go to the dentist, and he didn't know they were going to be playing in Utah. And
Mm-hmm.
when you got to take all 12 of them to the dentist, I mean, that's an all day affair, Dan.
Especially when you ask for double floss.
No, you take 12 kids to the dentist, you're not asking, you're not getting double floss. I mean, if you even ask for that, they're going to charge you more. And guess what? He's against. He's against paying more for anything. So it's if they're the next team event, he and Matt Kuchar should team up.
All
They'll have
right.
to carry each other's bags.
All right.
God, what I got to go back a minute and talk about this Sanderson Farm event.
Okay.
And this is quick story. The best, allegedly the best trophy in golf. And you've got two of the biggest tools coming down the 18th. Bo Hostler spraying it all over the place. That's why Bo Hostler's not in our lineup this week, by the way. He let the driver come out this week. Just let it be let's say it, Dan. I mean, if you're still wearing a visor, there's no place for you in the game of golf. If you do wear a visor, no offense. I was gonna. I'm not gonna do it. Maybe I'll wear my cashmere, my visor for Halloween.
You should. You should.
Maybe I will. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. All right. What do we got? What do we got left? We get a new episode, or what? I don't know if it's going to be an episode. We got a spinoff. And I know what you're thinking. It's whiskey and wieners. Well, that's not new. I mean, that's already a thing. But we got a new spinoff coming. I think we're gonna see how it goes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's we talked about it. We talk about almost every episode anyway. It's just kind of expanding on that segment, right?
So we're gonna start a drinking and a it might not be a movie. It could be a series.
Could be serious.
It could be a documentary. It could be a docu-series.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to think about what we're going to do and who we're going to do it on. But while we're there,
Mm-hmm.
so some folks have been asking, like, hey, what are you watching?
Yes.
What's happening? What when you need like hey, I don't need to think about it. Just give me something. Well, my recommendation right now, Dan, is it's The Sopranos meets Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your favorite actors, he's probably in your top 5 of all time. Definitely Over the Top is one of your favorite movies. Definitely one of your favorite movies is Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
A Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
By the way, is there, can you, is, okay. So we all know who, I don't know if everybody knows who Taylor Sheridan is, but he's done Yellowstone. He did, what's the Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin,
Sicario.
he did all the Sicarios, right?
Oh yeah.
And a handful of he's done plenty more and got more coming out. Who's the other before who's the predecessor of Taylor Sheridan?
Who did the movies before Taylor Sheridan?
I mean,
Like
I'm
these
not saying these actual movies. I'm just saying like who was the who did Taylor Sheridan or Tyler? It did semantics. Who did
Taylor.
Sheridan Taylor Tyler
Taylor.
Taylor
Yeah.
who did Taylor Sheridan unseat in the biz?
I don't know if he has. He's got his own kind of like universe going on where he's just taking like some of the favorite things of he's had over the last 20 years of movies and just kind of like putting them together and making shows out of them, right?
So is he the Tyler Perry of shit you can actually stand to watch that doesn't suck?
That's that's a good way to put it. Yeah, he's a Tyler Perry of
Of cool stuff,
Western
of stuff
80s
that people want to watch.
style westerny kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I got you. Yeah.
Is he the Monty Python of?
Could be. Could be.
Is he the Tarantino of?
Yeah, I mean, very Tarantino-esque in terms of styling and the type of things he's putting out. They're not like not copying Tarantino, but he has his own kind of vibe, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, so a few people have kind of, that I've turned. I don't know if I've turned them on to it, but that I've suggested the Tulsa King too.
Mm-hmm.
They've watched it and they're like, I don't know, it's a little corny to me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, hold on just a second. So the main actor in this is,
Sly,
yeah,
Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. And I mean, it's a character that I don't know that I've ever seen him play. And it's like, okay, are you telling me that Rocky, I mean, don't get me wrong, but if Rocky didn't have the theme song, dun, 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 I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and yes, it's like a, last man standing, the underdog wins, blah blah. But the actual movie itself, the movies themselves are pretty damn cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got Mr. T, you've got Apollo Creed, you got Tommy the Machine Gun. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
literally he's in Philadelphia in a slaughterhouse using a side of beef as his punching bag.
Right.
Like you got to kind of say that all of his characters, Rambo. Are you telling me that Rambo is not a little corny?
Of course it is.
I'm just
That's why I'm saying
saying.
Sheridan's like the king of the 80s movies. Yeah.
I know. I think he's making 80 movies cool again, or
Mm-hmm.
80s movies cool
Yeah.
again. I don't I think it's good. I think he's winning. I think they've done a solid job with the uh
Cast.
DEI.
Yeah. It looks good.
I
Yeah.
think they've incorporated things. I don't know who that guy is playing the guitar, but he's definitely trying to do he's trying to rip, not rip from Yellowstone, but whatever the guy's name is from Yellowstone, that's like the cowboy brother,
Mm-hmm.
that he's trying to kind of spin off on some, dropping some albums and getting around and doing things like that. I mean, this guy's doing the same thing. So not only is Taylor Sheridan making movies for the screen, I mean, he's also helping folks boost their music career. I mean, he's the cowboy, he's the John Wayne, the Western version of Tyler Perry.
This guy here you're talking about that's playing the
Yeah,
guitar,
yeah,
that I
yeah,
think he's the bartender, right?
yeah, yeah. He owns the
He,
bar. Yeah,
he
yeah.
reminds me of a guy that Tyler Sheridan would want to hang out with. Like
Mm,
he's probably like a personal
mm.
pal of him.
Hey, listen. So imagine you've got. I don't even know what this guy's name
I have
is,
no idea.
but let's just say you've got this guy that
Yeah.
that he's the bar that Sly came in.
Yeah.
What's his name in the movie? Gustafanari, or
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter.
Dwight. Dwight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dwight. Okay, the general. Let's
Mm-hmm.
let's call him the
Call him the
general.
general.
Uh,
Manfredi.
That's good call, good pull there. We've had two references to military positions. We've talked about the colonel, and now we're talking about the general. So the general comes in and muscles his way and says, "Hey, I'm taking over. I'm partners in your bar now." And so let's just imagine you've got the bar owner, and let's imagine you've got Windy C. And you're sitting there and you're looking at him, and it's like, hey, you get to go out for an evening to throw back a few and pick one of those guys. Which guy are you
Mhm.
taking?
Taking the guy at the bartender.
I'm like, I don't even know his fucking name, but I'll take him.
Yeah, he's
I don't
fun.
want to go hang out with that tool. Come on. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. Oh, go back, go back. Who's the big guy? I guess that's
Uh,
him in the back. Right? Who? So I haven't looked it up to see who that is. I got to figure out who that is. He's definitely
Cash
somebody.
flow. Cash flow.
Is that who Cash? Hold. Let's see. I
It says down here cash flow.
I see that. He may be a let's see who Cash Flow is. He's definitely not a singer. It's probably going to come up that he's a rap musician. Um, Cash Flow. Oh, he's a wrestler.
I would have guessed wrestler.
He's
Yeah.
he looks like a big fellow. Mike Cash Flow Walden. I love
Yep.
this guy. Let's see. Why can't I get a wiki? Let me. He's become one of my. I don't know about a favorite character, but
On the show? Yeah.
no, he's doing good. He just he took some guy the other day. He took him to took him and dumped him in the in front of some other mob guy's house. I mean, it's like he's a real ass whipper.
Yeah, he plays Bigfoot.
He does play good. He's an American actor and professional wrestler. He was born in Louisville, Kentucky. I bet he's a bourbon man.
Oh.
I bet he's a bourbon man. Let's see. Cash Flow. He's born in Kentucky. He began his career in independent wrestling. Blah blah blah. He joined the Ohio Valley Wrestling, where he was featured in a 23 Netflix series, Wrestlers, documenting his experience as a performer. Huh. All right, I like Cash Flow.
Yeah.
Garrett Hedlund as
Garrett
Mitch Keller.
Headland.
Garrett Hedlund. I like Garrett Hedlund. All right, give me Garrett Hedlund over Wendy C any day. I think that'd be a much better hang, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So what do you think about it so far? Are
I'm
you
in. I'm in. Yeah, I'm
I'm
in.
in. I like it. I'm totally in. I think it's great.
I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, you just got to take it for what it is, you know. But I think it's great. No, it's a fun show, and you just gotta, don't get too many high expectations for it, right?
No. Low on next week's show of Lower Your Expectations, we'll be talking about why Garrett Hedlund is an actor and not a singer.
Exactly.
And because I mean some people just suck at something that they want to do. Not speaking from
And this
experience.
guy's a good actor too. This Dominic
Oh,
Lombardozzi. Yeah,
he is.
yeah, yeah. He's been,
Lombardozzi.
yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff on HBO.
Ooh, next week we should we're gonna I'm gonna pull up people's names and you're gonna read them off to me.
Oh, great.
I'm
Uh,
just saying. I mean, it could be a thing.
so yeah, good show. I'm in on it. I'm all caught up so far, and yeah, I think it's got some runway too. It's got a good direction. It's got a good new good bad guy, which I did not see in the pictures there, but he's good in the show, right?
I think yeah. Where did I see that guy the last time? I saw him in maybe the Minneapolis airport.
Oh, did you see him in the airport?
Yeah. I forget what he was on. He was on like some CSI Miami or some
Hmm.
some TV show. I forget, but yeah, I saw him in an airport, and I don't know. I started to go over and chat him up about his last season.
Neil McDonough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Neil McDonough. Yeah. I started to go chat him up, but then I'm like, eh, shit. Boy, what if you asked me, but which episode did you like best? I'm like, you got me there.
So this is the thing that Taylor will do though, right? So when you put Neil McDonough in this and you put him as the bad guy, he's the weed guy and he's like a oil guy. It does remind me of Walking Tall when he owned the casino in Walking Tall. It's got a very Walking
Ooh,
Tall kind of theme
you're talking
with
about the with the Rock
with The
walking
Rock.
tall.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in The Rock. It's like, okay, you did good in that one. I want to put you in this one. Very, very much very similar kind of role. And I guess he
Uh,
was in Yellowstone for a little bit too. Neil was.
maybe I don't recall that, but I'm not saying he wasn't. Um,
So good actor.
However, I can't believe you just referenced that
Walking
movie.
Tall?
Yeah. Um, so let me just go ahead and say, if you've ever watched Walking Tall with The Rock in it,
Hmm.
you should just completely remove that from your memory banks. And yeah, by the way, you know that is a true story of Sheriff Buford T. Pusser. And the original movie that was released in 1973, who Buford Pusser was played by Joe Don Baker, who I don't know. You may have heard him sing a song or two with Chris Christopherson, Raise a Glass. Um, I mean, that's a real movie. Like the original Walking Tall is a real movie.
Yeah.
This rock makeover thing, not a real fucking movie.
No,
I
I
mean,
get it. I get it. But I'm just saying
he was in the
this
movie.
season
He
of
was in the movie.
Tulsa King reminds you kind of, and the whole theme kind of is a little bit like Walking Tall, the movie, right? Like
It is. It's
moves
good.
into town.
I'm
A
liking
little
it.
bit of Roadhouse, a little bit of Roadhouse in there.
Lot of Roadhouse,
Yep.
a lot of 80s cheese just kind of
Yep.
smeared all
Yep.
over this thing.
We need some
I
more
think it's good.
need some more little four wheelers or three wheelers in there, don't we?
And
And a
what
monster truck.
we do need a monster truck. I mean, I don't know what
Okay.
Tulsa, Oklahoma is known for, but it should be known for a monster truck.
It should. Okay. The one scene I was talking to some people about, like, this one feels a little forced.
Ooh,
Is
which one?
okay. The jelly roll scene. Like, what? It's like it almost like Taylor Sheridan's like, I gotta have jelly roll in my show, even though it doesn't fit. It didn't fit
No,
at all.
no, I stopped. I stopped watching at that point.
Yeah.
I stopped because it
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing?
It
Just move on.
sucked. It
Yeah.
sucked.
It was like a fanboy moment, is what it was.
That was the worst scene in the one and a half seasons of the Tulsa King that I watched thus far.
Yeah, that was weird.
The worst scene.
Weird. Just strange. Like, why are we doing this? Yeah.
No, it's you know what? If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna, and I know it's been canceled, that's fine. I'm not saying that, which I am a fan. I was a fan of the show growing up, but it's like, do you know who wrote the theme song to the Dukes of Hazzard?
Do not.
He's no longer alive. Okay, Waylon Jennings.
Oh,
Do you know who the MC was for the Dukes of Hazzard when they're jumping the thing or flattening the curves or straightening the hills? Waylon Jennings.
okay.
I'd ask another question, but it'd just be Waylon Jennings again. I feel like you'll get it.
I probably wouldn't. It'd be Brooks Koepka. I'll get them all wrong.
It's also a true story. Can you spell anyway? So my point is, well, let's have a spelling bee. So I say that in at the end of every Dukes of Hazzard show, the end of every one of them, they had a musical guest.
Okay. Yeah.
Because at the end of every show, it's like we're having a good time and everything's going down just right. And everybody meets at the Boar's Nest. Everybody's drinking a beer. And there's some musical guest that shows up. Now, I feel like Jelly Roll got inserted in the middle of a fucking show.
Yes.
And it was just like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Could have been end credits. End credits would have worked fine if you would have put up at the end of the show. Like, hey, guess what? We got a musical guest here tonight, or whatever, or whatever.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
hey, and by the way, special guest tonight. No, instead you inject it in the middle of the show, and I refuse to go back and watch it. I'm not
It was
saying I'm not a
weird.
fan of Jelly Roll.
I'm not saying that either. No.
I don't. I mean, I couldn't tell you a single song that he sings.
Me either.
Does he sing a song?
Apparently, according to the scene, he did. But I did watch the scene.
Is he a rapper? Is he a singer?
More of a country guy, I think.
Oh, really? I wouldn't take him for a country guy. I guess prison will teach you a lot of things, won't it?
It will. It will.
Allegedly. Yeah, I didn't particularly care for that. Didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
But I'll watch again. Hopefully that's the last episode.
I don't think there's any more Jelly Roll in there. I think that was the only one.
I don't either.
No. I'm looking forward to the next one. All right. Anything else
I'm
on
looking
Tulsa
forward
Kick?
to the next one too. I got a lot of stuff, but no. Lioness, the second season's coming out, I saw. So that should be good. Another Landman's coming out, not the golf course. But yeah, that's coming out. Yeah, no, lots of good things. No, nothing else. We can probably I guess we'll just need to break down a whole new season. And we'll just need to go and break down some episodes on the Tulsa King.
Just break them down.
Break them down. Gonna need to get some of those weed lollipops though. I hear they
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
I hear they soothe the stomach. Let's see. I don't know. There's some oh, let's see. What do we got here? Hmm.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh
This
man.
show could go on for hours
You
now.
know the history of music, son?
Hey, that's what I got. Nope, we're good. Hey, let's it's time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, you go.
So are they gonna get a sponsor for this thing or no? The Black Desert Classic.
Well, it's just outside of Vegas.
So couldn't they point
Unfortunately, it couldn't be any closer to Nevada. And guess what's not legal in Utah? I'll give you two things. Two things.
I don't know. I don't know. Gambling
Ladies of the
and
night
gambling.
and gambling. I mean, and both of those technically could be a gamble every time you
It's
throw it
true.
down.
It's true. It's true.
Here's
Just
the
time will tell.
gambling. Hey,
There's a good one.
make sure you're drinking and gambling responsibly. And by the way, next time you see us, we may have a little Zen in our lip.